Welcome, friends. This is Archangel. Humanity stands upon a precipice in which the fate of Homo sapiens hangs in the balance. We find ourselves amidst a precarious intersection where technology is flagrantly outpacing our morality and ethics, where our might far exceeds our comprehension of right. We have supersonic propulsion and supercomputers whose capacity measures in the petaflops. Yet the masses are being dumbed down by reality TV and still judging others based upon their hairstyle or clothes. We have AI or artificial intelligence on the horizon, and still the masses of humans are completely absorbed with likes and comments posted to their selfies on Facebook or Snapchat or whatever social site is hot this month, this week, this minute. The seeds for progression or digression of the human animal are being sown right now. The power to advance or retard humanity rests with males, and with billions of males upholding their own disposal and pandering to females, we are assured the Homo sapien will digress. Whether or not you entertain legend or paranormal, Atlantis holds a powerful message. It is purported that in the ancient history of the earth, essentially there was a continent named Atlantis. Some say the entire world at that time was referred to as Atlantis. Either way, it is said the inhabitants were more advanced than anything we know today. In fact, they could tap into power that we are ignorant of in our modern iPhone cultures. They could levitate and even had the power to affect tectonic plates. Moreover, they could meld animal and human DNA into a single creature, which some speculate is the genesis for our long-standing legends of the griffin or the minotaur, or any of the half-human, half-beast lore we find throughout history and cultures. Their technology was said to be beyond the comprehension of even humanity today, with cell phones and jet propulsion. Yet, as we see throughout human history, humans were not sufficiently moral or ethically developed, and they eventually succumbed to lizard brain urges and used these technologies to darn near level the earth. Atlanteans surrendered to lower desires and began to sway more and more people until greed and selfishness, not love nor compassion, drove inhabitants to eventually use their technologies, many having to do with crystals of which we have no point of reference, to destroy their civilization and the planetary grid as it existed at the time. Some people like to speculate this coincided with the dinosaur extinctions, others that it precipitated the breakup of Pangea. Others claim a plate shift in which the Atlantean continent sank and now comprises the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. Regardless of the particulars, the moral of the story is clear. When extremely powerful technologies cross paths with lizard brain functionings, it's not a warm, cuddly kitty tea party. I see this happening now, where our technology is increasing almost faster than we can comprehend it, yet our morality and ethics, as demonstrated by our mass compassion, is lagging pitifully, far behind our material advancement. There is one saving grace: MGTOW. I see more talent, creativity, and brilliance amidst MGTOW males than I have seen anywhere else. Moreover, males liberating themselves from gynocentrism have a strength never before seen in the human animal, the ultra-human strength to rise above basal desires of sex, reproduction, and salvation quests that end at the feet of females. MGTOWs have the ultra-human strength not only to deny their urges and instinctual programming, but to do this while surrounded and inundated, even policed, by gynocentric brainwashing and propaganda. It is never easy for a male to deny their want of female affection, yet out of sight, out of mind is more merciful. For a monk to sequester himself to a mountaintop monastery in order to live out a vow of celibacy and worship, I surmise this is less difficult than a MGTOW who was surrounded by females, inundated, overwhelmed with images of young, voluptuous, sensual females everywhere he turns, which are purposefully placed there to indoctrinate him into chasing the female carrot, while society siphons off his labor, his vitality, and his life essence. Not only do MGTOWs have amazing brilliance, they have the strength to stand up to injustice. Male life is devalued and worth less than female life. This is injustice at its core. MGTOW males, they impress me, and I have not been impressed with the human creature well, I don't know that I've ever been impressed with the human animal, but at least it's been since I was a kid and still had shades of that pre-jading, pre-cynical, childlike wonder, and I still looked up to others as imperviable giants. When I still had that childlike trust before life and the reality of the human creature fully set in and revealed itself to me. Yeah, the loss of my childlike wonder also signaled the loss of human flattery in my eyes. Now, don't mistake me. There are many works that males and females do that impress me. Physical accomplishments or intellectual feats that are absolutely impressive. Yet I am impressed by the work or the accomplishment, not the person, because most, despite a localized flaring of brilliance or talent, they are still, at the very least, gynocentric enablers. Many people have impressive feats, but they ignorantly or purposefully contribute to the injustice and suffering. I am sure Stalin had his individual talents and feats that were, if taken by themselves, perhaps quite impressive. But I was not impressed by Stalin the person. This is why human character, the human creature, has ceased to impress me. They are simply creatures with a moderate upgrade from primates called the neocortex, which amounts to little when they act from their lizard brain. The human species possesses greatness, yet they settle for tumult. Humans are not impressive, really, on a large scale. Their actions, their behaviors, their beliefs and treatments of each other, not so impressive. If some Jedi Padawan had to write a term paper on the human species, well, he would probably hate every second of it and beg Yoda to assign him another topic on any other species throughout the galaxy. Hey, maybe he could do a family tree mapping of Jabba the Hutt. We are not impressive as a lot, because we are driven by lizard brain fear, and we still harm, manipulate, abuse, and flagrantly kill one another. I have for so long simply floated in this sea of grayness, faith in humanity all but lost, just surviving and punching the cosmic time clock for the few short decades called life, until I get that mortal pink slip and return my carbon to the earth. Yeah, it's an abysmal outlook, with brief periods of cheesecake and bullet bike enjoyment in between birth and death. Yet when I found MGTOW, a long extinct excitement ignited within me. Even men's rights activists failed to impress me. Oh, you bet. They proselytize justice and do limited good elucidating misandry. However, they fuel the gynocentrism that causes the misandry, the very same misandry they claim opposition to. Even those who talk anti-gynocentrism yet continue to partake of female enticements and chase the female carrot, I mean, how impressive are they really? They still succumb to lizard brain instincts like everybody else and feed gynocentrism. They are doing what all the other automatons are doing. What is impressive about that? Same male devaluation, different packages, different flags flown over separate ends of the same clubhouse. It is the characters of those who walk the walk which demands awe. They have the raw inner grit that demands respect, and integrity that all the manginas, white knights, selfish entitled goddesses, and male feminist drones profess to also possess. MGTOW has given me pause to reconsider my conclusion that sentience is wasted on the human animal, that humanity is simply, once again, doomed to destroy all. MGTOWs are truly the elite of the human species. They may appear harsh on females or female enablers, such as anginas, white knights, unconscious drones, feminist males, etc. Moreover, MGTOW may be accused of peddling hate of a different flavor, yet it is still discord, not compassion nor unity. But this is a false observation by the prejudicially entrenched. MGTOW actually peddles compassion, fairness, equity, and justice to humanity by seeking to overturn abhorrent, brutal, tragic injustice which has been millennia in the making. MGTOW can practice tough love and say these harsh words which affect a righteous end. MGTOW represents the progression of humanity. Gynocentrism represents its digression and eventual demise, as it has time and again throughout history. MGTOW represents an advancement to the human pawn, an enlightening of our species away from servitude and fairy tales to a point of sanity and equity. Gentlemen, you may very well be the difference between advancement and annihilation of the human animal. The brilliance, the courage, the strength, the audacity, the compassion, the creativity which I observe in MGTOWs has given me such a pause over the human creature as to allow hope and excitement to creep back into my outlook on humanity. I have observed much about human nature, and I can say without any flattery or ulterior motive to sway that what I see in MGTOWs truly is a rarity amongst humans. They exhibit the character that has the potential to advance this concoction we label Homo sapien. True MGTOWs? You freaking rock. Stated another way, MGTOWs are the salvation of the human animal. Either we evolve or we blow ourselves up. There it is, two choices, pick. At least for this time, in this place, I was privileged to discover a few brothers, a few allies out there in this vast world who railed in combination with myself against ripe inequity and injustice of flagrant male devaluation and cruel disposability. And for this moment, I have had the merciful honor of sharing the battlefield with you all, my brothers, my friends. Thank you. The road is long, and a few thousand awakened males versus the billions still brainwashed. It's a daunting task, yet we labor for the good of the abused and downtrodden. As so eloquently stated by a certain warrior of the mid-20th century, I have a dream. Indeed, I have a dream of male freedom from usury, from devaluation, and from status quo expendability. Oh yes, friends, I have a dream, and in my dream, everyone stands with me and lives free.